Welcome to Unfiltered Discussions. You got Nash in the building.
Got Ash in the building.
And today we got a special guest, Mr. Born Leader Family himself. Welcome.
Thank you for having me, ladies.
Well, we're going to jump straight into it. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
A little bit about me. Young man, born and raised in West Philadelphia. Played basketball my whole life. College graduate. You know, grew up like a regular kid. I've been very fortunate enough just to kind of, travel and, meet some really cool people through my basketball experiences. And now, as a 35-year-old man with 3 kids of my own, now I'm in tune with just giving back to the community. I'm a basketball trainer. I have a brand called Born Leader Family, which is a brand that encourages young men to be leaders, encourages young women to be leaders, take their own path, write their own story, make good decisions. I'm in tune with mentoring in my community, and I'm just a man now who, aside from taking care of my kids, I just feel like my life purpose is to take care of the kids. That's from where I'm from, that grew up, that's growing up how I grew up, and just all my experiences, pass them down to the young kids. So that's who I am, and that's what I do.
Okay, I like that. I like that. So I heard you say yes, because since I can remember, you've been playing basketball, right? What made you get passionate about that? Did you just pick up a ball one day? Like, how did that come about?
So I think initially, growing up in West Philly, I played basketball just like because it was just fun. So it wasn't really like a passion; it was just like fun at first. And then I think I realized that I was getting a little good and a little tall and stuff like that. And then it just kind of like kept me like out of trouble and out of the house and stuff like that. So I just used it for that at first. And as a young kid, I was fortunate enough to like start traveling and playing like traveling tournaments as a 14, 15-year-old kid. So I realized that it could bring me opportunities. So honestly, I wouldn't say that I was real passionate about basketball. I would say that it just kind of like was a process in which I realized that it could bring forth like great opportunities. And then I was pretty good at it, and so I just decided to really go hard at it. What I do now in my life is what I'm really passionate about.
Okay.
So I've never been passionate about nothing until I really found my life purpose.
Exactly. I like that. Okay, so I see that you have like different things going on, like in the city athletics.
Yeah.
Okay, so I see that y'all offer so many things to the youth. I seen volleyball, soccer, I see basketball, financial literacy. Like, I mean, it's literally like so many different things that you guys provide. Like, how did that come about?
So first of all, shout out to my partner Kurt, great guy. So he came up with the idea. We've been talking about this for years.
Okay.
Putting together like our own facility. And then the opportunity came, and we just went forward with it. We was blessed to be able to come forward financially to meet our goals. And we always had a vision, just not just basketball, but just just kind of serving the youth overall. And for us, it is about just having a variety, being cultured, doing different things, and giving the kids different opportunities. Because I mean, everybody don't may not be a basketball player.
Exactly.
Every kid may not even like sports. But we understand that it's real life, so we just kind of came with that idea just to bring the kids together and just to give them as many resources that we can pull together for them to be successful, for them to stay out these streets and just be safe.
Yeah.
I hear you saying about the fact that being safe is important, because a lot of children don't have nowhere to go nowadays and really have some place where they can really get the resources they need, have fun, play ball, being taught financial literacy and different things of that nature. And that's a good thing that you're providing a resource for these individuals to keep them out of the streets, because in today's society, these children are all over the place. They don't have nowhere to go or nothing to compare it to. So what is your biggest challenge in doing this?
My biggest challenge is just really getting attached to the kids, and really truly understanding that every kid won't make it through. Like some kids, I've had kids, that has been killed. I've had, obviously kids that go to jail and stuff like that. But, it's hard, but I truly understand that it's just really a part of it. So that's really my biggest challenge. Like, it's just really emotional sometimes, and I'm not really an emotional guy because I truly understand like the course of life. But it's just hard, seeing the young kids not really make it through, and just also one of my challenges is helping them understand that it's just not about basketball. No matter what we do with basketball, no matter how hard we go, no matter how big of a part of your life it is now, is in a grand scheme of your life, it's just really small. So don't just revolve your life just all around sports, all around basketball. But some kids really can't grasp that, and and it's hard because it's a challenge for me, being realistic with the kids and telling them the truth, and not crushing their dreams. So that's a huge challenge, because I always want to uplift kids and I always want to inspire them and give them confidence. But I believe that it's essential and it's very important that you keep it real with kids first. And they may not get it now, but it's going to be definitely beneficial for them later. So that's the challenge.
Yeah, but you gotta respect it though, like, because if you telling them one thing and then it really turns out to be something else, and then they really putting all their hope into you, and they're like, well, you told me this was going to happen, then life happens or whatever the case may be. So yes, you gotta be upfront and really transparent with kids nowadays. Yeah. So my thing is, do y'all have like different people that like? So are you just on the basketball side of things? Like since you do volleyball, soccer, and stuff like that, is it different people that does those activities?
Yeah. So we have different people coming in. Our goal is just to partner with people just like us, with the same kind of drive and provide them space for different programming. Me and my partner, we put the program together. We try to provide young people that's hungry, that just want to, grow their business or grow their brands. So we try to provide just people in that particular area to come in and do their own thing. So I handle the basketball, just all the basketball stuff, and like right now we have a spin class in there.
Oh wow.
2 times a week, and it's been very really good. Young lady brought out spin bikes in, about 20 bikes, and the class is filled every time. So we just try to bring different people just to kind of really partner with. And so we can empower each other, just to continue to go forward and just take the next step in business and just growth overall.
Yeah, that's pretty dope. Like honestly, it's so needed, right? We have rec centers and stuff. Some of them not even open anymore, but we have rec centers. But they just like, oh, it's open. You can come in and do this. It's supposed to be resources there, but not to that magnitude, right? Not so hands-on. Not you always say basketball though. It's never soccer, volleyball. Like you said, every kid don't like basketball.
No.
You know what I mean? And some kids just want to come and be a part of. They don't necessarily want to play sports, but they want to be a part of something. So if you have a safe space to come to, and you look up to people, you can get mentored in the process. That's a good feeling, especially today. Like you said, there's so many young kids. I mean, I just feel like they're getting younger and younger, right? Getting murdered, and or even being the one that's murdering. And it's like, dang, like at when we was those ages, like I couldn't even think about wanting to murder someone. Like if we're gonna fight and get it over with, or I don't know about no gun. Like where am I even getting a gun from? That's the first of all, right? So it's like the mentality and what's being poured into these kids and what's inside the homes as well is really impacting. And then when they come out to the community, everybody's affected by it, right? And it's like you can see just how much they got going on, and they're so young though. Like it's sad to see them so young with so much. It's like life is on their shoulders, right? Stuff that they don't even supposed to be worried about, but they worried about. They carrying all of this stuff. So it's good that y'all have the mentor, and it's good that y'all have just that outlet that's so much needed. So when it comes down to like ages, like how does that work?
We try to. For basketball, I try to start like young, 5, 6. Just give them something to do. Just give them You know, I mean, because I mean, the younger the better, obviously. But we start, you know, from, you know, 9-year-old for all our programs. Try to get the kids, like, you know, we'll be having like us, you know, like a week-long summer camp for grade school kids. So, you know, all the kids, you know, from ages 6 to 11, you know, going to be there. So like we just try to, it varies, but we try to get the younger kids involved because I understand that the younger, the parents of the younger kids really want them to do stuff, and you know, and I think that, and I hear a lot of concerns from parents, just like, I mean, just real young age, like, you know, I want my son just to be around positivity and that kind of stuff. So I just think it's good for young kids to start with something. And I really commend the parents for like really trying to get in tune with stuff with their kids early, particularly the, you know, the young mothers, single mothers, that's really in tune with, like, really trying to help their young boys. Because I mean, I'm pretty sure, you know, I talk to moms all the time, and you know, moms of sons, and they're so scared for their sons out here. I mean, rightfully so. So I just try, you know, I try to start as young as possible, get them into something. And I believe it just really shaped their minds, you know what I mean, at a young age, to really just be disciplined and, you know, just kind of working for something young. And it brings a lot to them. So about 5 or 6 for me.
Oh,
that's giving them something to look forward to, you know, because a lot of the times these children don't have these places to go, so they don't have nothing to look forward to. On top of the fact that he's providing another way of them receiving support, whether they getting it at home. If they're not getting it at home, they can get it there. You know, so that's a big challenge within itself. You know, having these different avenues to tackle. You know.
Absolutely. It's funny because if you really look at sports, right, that requires discipline, patience. You know what I mean? Structure, right? Things that that kids need in their life that need to be instilled, right? So it's funny how like sports is tied to a lot of different things. Like if you're into them, like it got like life skills, like stuff that you need inside of sports.
Sure.
Even down to the emotional piece as well.
When you don't win, when you lose it, you like you gotta control it, you gotta channel it, right? So it pours out into other areas of your life. It doesn't just stay in the gym, right?
So, I'm sorry. It's funny you said that because like that's really my main message in what I do. Because I mean, I just know really what it's done for me and just a lot of my peers. And that's really what it is. It's about discipline. I mean, life, you know, just about discipline. You know, I mean, you know, we all know what we want to do, pretty much how to do it. But are we disciplined enough to do the things that are required to really do, what, you know, what we want to do? So, you know, basketball and just sports in general bring a different kind of structure to kids. And I'm constantly preaching that because I know kids won't make it to the NBA or kids won't be fortunate enough to make money, but they'll learn, like you said, they'll learn so many life lessons from just sports, you know, team camaraderie, teamwork. I mean, you know, you got to work together. I mean, that's really what life is about when you break it down. And just kind of being successful as an adult. You can't do things on your own. You got to be disciplined. You got to be structured. You got to do things the right way in order to be successful. And that's really my main message through basketball.
Exactly, yes. It runs hand in hand. So I'm kind of glad that, you know what I mean, you get it. Like most people, like you said, it's crazy because you would look at you and say, oh yeah, he really into ball. He like, you know, that's his number one thing. You know, he's passionate about it. You know, but the fact of the matter that you know, like you separated the two. Listen, like yeah, I'm good at it. Yeah, I like doing it, but it's a bigger picture here. Like I found my purpose in it all. So I kind of like that. And how long have you guys been doing the City Athletics?
Well, we just opened up. We're in like 6 months. So through the pandemic, we was getting it done. You know, put our groundwork in, and we 6 months in. So we're not even a year in.
That's dope. Okay. So do you guys like at your center? Do you guys like just strictly do the sports stuff, or do you like have other people come in and do events? Like how does that work?
So we have some event space in there as well, where you know people has come done different events so far. We have different people that rent it out for their different you know, pop-up shops. We have some pop-up shops. So I mean, various different things. There's a lot of space, a lot of event space in there. So you know, people has been renting it out for camps, different camps throughout the year. Nice. Birthday parties for the young kids, you know, we have some of those coming up. So I mean, pretty much we is a event space as well, and we're actually just kind of working on building some other things, incorporating it in there, so we can add some more entities. One of the big things we want to do is add like juvenile delinquency. Kids that's just not really not necessarily in sports, but young kids who really need an opportunity to just be around something positive and really at that turning point where they may be getting in trouble young. And that kind of stuff, and they just need, somebody or something, of substance to really help turn them around. So, that's one of our focal points going forward within this year, is to really tap into that, because I feel like that's a huge need as well. Like I said, you'll hear me stress that it's definitely not about sports, but I played a lot of sports, but I was like really one of those kids as well. So it was, and I got locked up a few times, growing up. Selling drugs, carrying guns and stuff like that in my neighborhood. So I understand that, I could have really been, on that path for all my friends who I grew up with that's dead or in jail or just not kind of like successful in life. So, I think it's always important for me to tap into those young kids because they really need, something even more than a kid that has sports or have parents that support them as well. So that's a huge next step in what we want to do at City Athletics.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I mean, especially like I said, the way the world going, the things we see our young kids into right now, that's definitely needed. And it's like preventative, like some stuff they already see it, you get their feet wet into like criminal activities, but if you could step in like at that moment, like now they could like shape them and change them around a little bit, change the course of life for them. Because at the end of the day, if this is all you know, this is what you're going to do. If you have nowhere to go to like see something different, then you're not going to go anywhere different. You're going to continue down that path and get more and more deep into stuff you have no business into, right? But it's crazy because it's like a lot of people just trying to survive and find out who they are. These kids, I mean, some adults don't know who they are. So imagine how it is to be a young kid trying to come into yourself and figure out, hey, who am I? Like, and then I don't have anybody compared to, especially if you don't have a positive role model. So I'm happy that the kids do have you guys to look up to. So like I know it's more males than females, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so do y'all have like females there? I know you said the lady came and did like the spin classes or whatever, but do you have like female mentors? Like what do y'all have for the females?
Well, yeah. So we do. We have a volleyball program, all females, and we have young females that run it. We have a young female that helped me with the basketball thing. Okay. So I have about 15 young ladies that come to me like on a regular basis throughout the week, throughout the month. So we also have they have some type of like dance stuff for them. So it's like a lot of stuff. Yeah, on my side I handle what I handle, so I'm not always sure. What they have, what we have for like the females, but we have a lot of different stuff. A lot of different female groups come in regularly and really utilize the space. So, for us it's always all inclusive, and we try to purposely and consciously really try to include the young females as well. What we're doing.
Yeah, I like that. And then I like that it's not just geared towards like males. You know what I mean? Like it's like gender neutral, and then everybody is allowed to come in, and they are not stingy with the space. Some people get something up. No, real talk, because some people get something up and running, they have like all this space, and it's like, oh no, this is our thing. You know what I mean? But giving out a message that we're all about community and empowerment and bringing everybody together. But then you just strictly keeping it on lines,
but not realizing that we'll provide them with other opportunities and business ventures if you would open up that type of space to people.
Yeah.
And that's just a challenge there too. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people think, a lot of people get discouraged when it comes to certain things like that, and they think that they had this mindset like, oh, I ain't gonna go here, that type of thing, But I want to ask you this: what is something that you wish you had known prior to really getting in tune with all of this?
Some of I might have known. That's a good question. Something I wish I would have known. Maybe. don't know. It's hard to answer questions like that because it's not. I don't really wish that for nothing that you know that I missed in the past or that I didn't get because I really feel like everything I did, you know, that I knew or didn't know was, you know, what I was supposed to at that point, you know, in my growth. So like it's really hard for me to answer those questions. I mean, but I mean, I wish I probably, you know, just kind of wish I would have known more how the parents, you know, act. Sometimes I'm a little naive in my, you know, and I think, you know, naive in my thoughts and my feelings about, you know, people and their selfishness because like I believe that I'm a very, you know, selfless guy. You know, I really just give. Like I'm not a taker. So I feel like, and I just feel like, you know, people, you know, should understand like that. And or the one thing I really think I probably should, I wish I would have known is how people like gotta lack thereof for your value. Like people really don't understand other people's value.
Yeah.
And I, you know, and that bothered me at first. I mean, because you know, when you give so much of yourself to something, I mean, it's with anything. I mean, it's just like it could be a relationship, it could be business, it could be a job. But when you give so much of yourself sincerely and authentically, and people don't really appreciate that, and it's like, you know, it's so. Yeah. But I had to understand, you know, and have a better understanding of just this is the nature of people. So it's not really a personal thing, and you know, it's only perspective. So I just stopped taking it personal, and it's all good now. But that's probably the answer to that question.
Now he got an answer. But this the expectation. That's the part that really gets people. Once you take away the expectation of it, then you're more able to really move accordingly with certain people and how they behave towards you, because you know who you are at the end of the day, and that's not going to change. You know what I'm saying?
Real shit.
And that's like, and then you got to drive it back to the kids. What was my main point of being here, right? I know your mom and dad didn't appreciate me, but you the reason why I show up. You know what I mean? Like it ain't even about them. But that's kind of hard, and I always speak to that. You know, on the podcast, like, you know, reacting to certain things, principle, like, it's kind of hard when you genuine about what you do, you're passionate about what you do, you're a selfless individual, so for people to not recognize that, you know, acknowledge it and appreciate it, because they're like, I don't have to do this. No, you know what I mean? I'm doing this because this is, like, really me, like, I'm genuine about it. Like, I'm not showing up for, you know, hitting agendas. Like, I'm just, like, don't do that. Like, I could really be doing something else, but I'm here making sure, you know, your kids good. You know what I mean? Providing something for your kids to do. Like, so yeah, I know you're going to run across those type of people. And I mean, I don't understand that mentality, but it's out there. You know, you got to not hit that react button on them because, you know, you want to react on them. But, yeah, and it's sad, though. But hopefully, I mean, but those, you know, those difficult, parents in the end, like, thank you.
Yeah, I don't really find too many difficulties with the parents. I mean, I'm a guy, like, people don't really approach me or, like, give me no kind of craziness, but.
He said, no, approach them.
I mean, seriously, so, but it's just, like, just the understanding of people's attitudes and their energy and stuff is, like, but, like I said, for me, I just remind myself that it's just, this is what I do, and this is what I want to do. It don't even matter, like, I'm not doing it for a parent to be satisfied. I'm not even necessarily doing it for a kid to be satisfied. Like, I just, like, I wake up every day and just feel like I gotta give myself my all to a kid for me to be satisfied. So, I'm not, like, when I look at it, like I said, I think it's just all perspective. So when I look at it from that perspective, it's like, all right, cool. People just really don't understand. I don't expect people to understand pretty much a lot of shit.
Yeah, that's true.
What kind of,
I mean, that's a
what kind of support, like, did you receive, like, in the process of doing this? Like, how were you supported?
Well, there wasn't too much support. I mean, people really don't support you. You know what I mean? Until you really, you know, get some shit up and going. But me and my partner, you know, we had a few partners. But it was just mainly me and him. We just grinding over the last couple of years. You know what I mean? Just making smart moves and building what we had to build, you know, to put ourselves in position. But we really didn't have too much help. Like, I mean, but I didn't expect no help. People, like, I know people don't really care about, you know, really what you're doing. And, you know, if you really want to do something, it's just got to be you. So, you know, but the people who do support, like, along the way, I've been receiving some really good support, really big support. But my goal, my mentality is just to continue to build something authentic and continue to be real. And I know that eventually people will catch on to that. So I mean, like I said, not much support. It's just me and my partner, and we have like a couple partners. But like I said, we could just plan on growing it. And like I said, any support is always appreciative. So it's all love.
Yeah, shout out to your partner. You said his name is Kurt.
Yeah,
Kurt. Shout out to Kurt.
Kurt the boy, he's a wonderful guy, man. He's a really stand-up guy. You know what I'm saying? One of the best guys I've met. And he just really about his business. You know what I'm saying? So that's really how I can describe him. Really, great man. I'll trust him with my kids, with my family, and he's just really about his business. And he challenge. And the good thing about him is he challenges me, on a regular basis to be better. And as a man, for me, I feel like as an alpha man, I really need that, and I really yearn for that. So, I really appreciate that any man who can really challenge me, on a regular basis, and really be authentic. That's very appreciative by me.
I love it. So that's good that you had that type of partner, friend, everything combined into one. So when we initially started the interview, I heard you speak to Born Leader Family. What exactly is that?
So it's I got a tattoo on my arm, Born Leader.
Okay.
So I mean, it's just a brand that I came up with. I came up with it a long time ago. I feel like I was really born a leader. I mean, I think everything I've done, I've always led the way. I never really follow nobody too much, even though I don't mind following people, in the right stuff. So I think in college I started it, and it was just like I didn't really have an idea of like having a brand. But I guess that just everything was coming together without me really knowing it. So I started like, I'm a born leader. I'm a born leader, just saying it, to myself, to my homies. We born leaders. Just started something like that. It's like a little positive gang type of thing. And, you know what I mean? And then I just start thinking about like brands, and as I start getting a little older, I'm like, damn, that's gonna be a crazy brand. And I just start coming up with ideas of like, Born Leader Family Sports, and I just wanted to build like something with people together. And I always know I wanted to uplift people, so I figured like, Born Leader Family can be like a family of people, everywhere. Bringing leaders together, bringing people together. The kind of. So my goal is to really just spread this around like the entire world, really, and really like build, help, have a facet and a section of leaders like everywhere, and just kind of like kind of like running a worldwide organization, to where as though we can really have an agenda, to help build young leaders, in various places. So it just kind of came together like that, and then I incorporated with the sports thing, having this aspect of sports in it. And just everything I do is I just kind of revolve it around leadership. I think that's that's a great start for the young kids. I mean, then living in this world too, you really got to be a leader, because it's crazy.
Yes.
They push all kinds of agendas on us.
Absolutely.
Kind of just all kinds of stuff, man, for our kids, and they can really get distorted in this world. So I just kind of push that, and that's just really my message of life.
I love that. I do. I mean, because you gotta be up here first, right? You gotta feel it in here. So it's like for you to carry that mindset and then like sprinkle it around. Like it's one thing to just have it for yourself, but to like give it to others as well, and really like make them think about it, because it again, the stuff that they're pushing on these kids today is mind blowing.
Yeah, and that Born Leader speaks like self-confidence, hope. It got like a whole lot of different things you can tie to that based off of that title. I like that.
Absolutely. And like I said, no, it's not a bad, I've never been a follower either, but it's not a bad thing following something positive, like,
sure.
or being inspired in some type of way, but you gotta know where you go. Everybody got their own path.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can't be up in my path.
No.
Like you can like kind of see what somebody else doing, but don't do everything I'm doing. Like do your own thing, like
Yeah.
and see what it is. What's for you? So that born leader, yes, you gotta have that. Yes, I'm a leader. Like
That confidence, like, listen,
yes,
this is
like,
me right here.
Oh, absolutely, all day long. So and I heard you say I knew you went to college, but what is it that you went to college for?
I got my degree in psychology. I started out with business, but I didn't want to do all the math and all that.
Oh no.
I couldn't do all that shit. I was tired of high school and all that math and studying 3 hours. So no, yeah, I just was really interested, just like learning about how people work and how things work. So psychology and sociology was always like really my interest.
Yeah.
I guess it just kind of fit right into like what I was going to be doing in life.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I didn't do that at the time, but I just was always interested in just kind of like, you know, and at first I want to be a psychologist, like I want to, you know, help people, and so in that way. But you know, I was young then, but I guess I am a psychologist in like a lot of ways. So yeah, that's pretty much
See that? Okay, now that makes sense, right? You know, you hear your story, right, and then it's like, but the mindset, you know what I mean? Like most people can't tap into the mindset and see how it works, and you know why is this, and you know align things where it's supposed to be at. So the fact is that's where you got your degree at, none at all like comes like full
one thing.
circle.
So I try to tell my kids every time. If you really, I mean, if you could just, you know, bring yourself to, you know, a conscious level. If you look back in your life, literally, like every piece of the puzzle, you can put it all together. You don't know. I mean, you might not can't do it in real time. But I mean, it is ideal if you can do it in real time.
Yeah.
But if you can look back and you can always figure out, you know, what was that for, why that happened. Yeah, sure.
Always say that. Always say that because it's so true. Like
Sure.
we don't understand it in the moment, but then when you got that reflect, you can be able to reflect. Damn, okay, and then you gotta understand the why. It's a lesson and everything, right? So once you understand that, and it's like certain times you could be in something really crazy, right? And then when you get up out of it, but it was preparing you for the next thing.
Yeah.
And a lot of us don't know that, and they be like, "Oh, I was in," and they tie it to, "Oh, this was the bad thing." And it's like, no,
So
it was
listen to
shaping you. It was preparing you for this, because if you didn't get that lesson, you wouldn't been able to do this task here. You know, so yeah, you absolutely correct about that. And also, yo, I hear you keep saying you travel. What was like the best experience in your travel?
Man, I don't know. I've been to a lot of places. My best experience, maybe like China.
I knew he was gonna say that.
The Great Wall.
Oh wow.
I remember him going on that trip. I seen it on social media.
I've been to China a few times, but I went to the Great Wall. I was there for a whole day, and I was like up in all kinds of places. So that was beautiful. Spain. I've been to Spain one time, and it was like the Spanish New Year's. It was like 20,000 people on the beach. It was unbelievable.
Wow.
I mean, yeah. I've been having good experiences everywhere. So I've been fortunate. I lived in Israel for like 8 months one time playing basketball. That was a beautiful experience. The people was wonderful over there. I met some wonderful people, connected with people. So, you know, just I try to take have a good experience in all my experiences. So yeah, I'm glad that I've been fortunate enough to go some places and experience some things with different people.
Yeah, so that gives you like culture diversity, like so he's able to like, you know what I mean, experience different cultures, because a lot of people, you know, especially, you know, you come from where a lot of us come from, you don't get those experiences, right? You're not exposed to different cultures and how they do things, and you know, because everybody really like stereotype, they don't really even have a clue as to what these type, oh, they this or they that, and it's like that'd be farthest thing from the truth. And a lot of us have more in common than we think.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
You know what I mean? But at least it lets you, it like expose you to new things, new people, you know, just new experiences. So I think that's pretty dope. When it comes down to your basketball career, are you like done with that, or like how?
Yeah, I mean, I'm done. Yeah, I've been done. I'm 35 now.
Yeah, like he's 40.
Yeah. I mean, you know, honestly, when I say that, I feel young. I feel really good. So I don't feel no difference between when I was like 25 or when I was like 21 for real. So I just feel wonderful. But no, because I mean, you know, like I said, basketball. I love basketball, but basketball was just like a stop in my journey. And I realized that I liked it, but I didn't really love it. You know, like, cause it just, you know, you know, I just like I said, I realized now was to stop my journey. So I play basketball with the young kids, and I'm still in shape to play ball. But for me, you know, basketball is like a me thing, and I mean, my life is really just about, you know, helping other people. So, you know, like it's ain't about me. So I don't do too many things. It's really just about me. So, and this plus I don't make no money, make enough money. I got my own kids and responsibilities, and you know, as well as just anything else, I have to make some good money as well. You know what I mean? So, yeah. I teach basketball. I prefer that.
Do you see yourself being like a coach?
No. Well, yeah, I am a coach.
Yeah, I was about to say, ain't you?
No, yeah.
I mean, honestly, I've turned, you know, and just humbly speaking, like, I've turned down, like, coaching opportunities that people
That's what
probably
I was gearing
for.
towards.
Oh, more professional.
Exactly.
And so I've turned down, like, several opportunities that probably is, like, people's dream.
Right.
But it's just not mine. I don't want to do it. I mean,
that's why I asked him that. Like, yeah.
I'm glad you know that, though. You know what I mean? Like, like really, honestly, because when the outside looking in, you would assume that basketball is his number one thing. Like this, like, so the fact that you were able to say, you know what? Yeah, the money sound good, the opportunity sound good. It ain't my thing.
Yeah,
right?
Like, I mean, it's for sure money. Money will never drive me first to do something. I really gotta love it first. But like I said, coaching, it's just like I just really want to be independent and free in life. Like, you know, I'll coach kids like in leagues and periodically and stuff like that. But for me, you know, I want to just be free. I want to, you know, I want to kind of be independent. I want to be a businessman. I want to get up and do what I want when I want. So I don't want to really, you know, get tied into coaching, especially not now. As a young man, so like like I said, I've turned down opportunities, and maybe one day I will, you know, get into more coaching. But for now, while I got my youth, I want to just kind of like use that and like really utilize my youth.
That's important because a lot of people don't like the fact that you understand your purpose. Because a lot of people see like what you can do, but they're not really understanding. Like they push people tend to push people in places that they don't really want to go. Like a lot of people they be like, oh, you could do the NBA, and a lot of players really are not that passionate about that, but they're just good.
Right. No, that's true. I mean, and it's a lot. So, I mean, a lot of people are just money driven, so it's kind of hard to distinguish. Like, but for me, like I said. For me, I gotta be happy first, and I just think life is all about just being happy. So yeah, it's just different for me. I just care about things that other people don't care about.
Quick question. So when it comes down to your programs, I know they all got start dates and end dates. Is it like a timeline for like registration and stuff like that?
Well, it's different. We have some programs we're developing now for the fall, and we'll have some registration like August 1st.
Okay.
And then once it fills up, it'll be over. So it just kind of varies. As far as basketball, you know, we got, you know, all year round registration. We have a soccer program with about 80 kids in it. So kids can join that all year round. Parents can always come. You know, come through and find out what's going on. So our goal is to at all times have 2-3 options of, you know, people to, you know, kids to sign up for, you know, for something, you know, for the parents.
So is there ever like a max, like do you meet like a max level of like who could come, like how does it, do you ever have to turn the kid away?
Well, me honestly, I never turn the kid away.
Okay.
I mean, I just believe that, you know, it's not a max when it's your stuff, when it's your shit. So I mean, if we said it's 50 and I got 5 kids, like I could definitely fit 5 more kids. So I mean, for me, honestly, I never turn a kid away. Like, it don't matter what's going on. If I'm doing something that requires financial payments, and they don't have it, they always can come. You know, the kids know that, parents know that. So, you know, that's just me. But yeah, I never turn a kid away.
Well, I'm happy to hear that because I know a lot of people, you know, don't get their kids involved in things like money on the line or things like that. So I'm happy to hear that. Like you said, when it's mine, I do what I want.
I know that's
Because a lot of programs be like, oh no, it's 10 megs, it's 15 megs. Oh, this is done. We can't accept it. It's like, damn, like why are you turning the kid away? Like, I mean, I understand certain things, but in the same breath, like if somebody showed up here, they really want to be here. So like, why would you? You might have been that outlet. You might have been something they was really looking forward to. I really don't know. But
he's flexible.
I love it. I love it.
And I try to be unique. Like I always tell my partner, I can like really structure, everything just like a business. But my goal is to really just my goal and my thoughts is to really just maintain a level of authenticity. So I just don't want to do it like that. Like I want to really build a family, and so for my program, you don't have to just go online and just sign up, and I'd rather for kids to come talk to me and like me know what a kid is and stuff like that. So I try to, although there are like other parts of my life that's really just business, when it comes to like this, my life passion, like I try to make sure that I'm never making it just business anyway. So I try to approach it like that, like, and it's never just about, what you got or don't got. Like, just come. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the humanistic approach that you're using. I love it. I love it. I'm just glad that you got it. I'm just glad that you're providing something for the community that's going to be, oh my God, like for years to come, right? It's like, and it's only going to get bigger.
Really.
No, it's not. You gotta. What's that? You said you're a born leader, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
You're legendary, right? Oh, all right. So then it's only gonna get big or whatever.
I just try to be humble sometimes.
You are humble. I heard you speak today. You're selfless. You're humble. But now you gotta talk your issue.
Yeah.
Like what we talking about here? Like all modest. No.
But honestly, I mean, so I can talk my shit. Everything I do is going to get big and be big and be like amazing. So, I mean, there we go. There we have it.
That's it. That's all. Yeah. So you gotta tell them where can they find you at? Like.
CityAthleticsPhilly.com. That's the website. And we have all kinds of information. I have my particular page for Born Leader Family on that. On Instagram, Born Leader Family, one word. And that's pretty much it. And really, I post a lot about, what I do on Instagram and sometimes Facebook and always on the website. And really just pull up 1901 West Tioga, City Athletics, type it in. If anybody out there that have any young kids that, want to be involved in anything that we're doing or want to be involved with some positive guys, and that's in tune with, with their souls and helping make the young kids better, then I suggest that they really get with me, get with what we're doing. We need people, we need, support, we need the families, to build, with us so we can all be a family of one and really help propel, the next generation of young kids. And so they can continue to propel the next generation of young kids. And, my hopes is that, one day Born Leader Family can just last forever without my name being even attached to it. It's never about me. I could have named it the Tashid Carr Foundation, like most corny people do.
Yes.
But I think, it's just not about me. I mean, it's just really about these young kids. And, I'm hoping that, all my works and all my efforts can help build the next young kid to be even bigger and better than what I'm doing and lead the way. And I can inspire a generation of young kids to really do their thing on a whole other level. So, that's where I'm at with it.
Well, there you have it. I mean, usually I could like wrap it up and close it in a different way, but he did it all for me today. So, I mean, that's what it is. That's why we had to have you on this couch.
Yeah, man, I can do it all sometimes.
I see you. Okay, well, this is Nash signing off.
Ed signing off.
Tashid Carr, Born Leader Family. Thanks for having me, ladies.
You're
welcome.
Thanks for coming.
Bye-bye.